every encrypted message you have ever sent, every banking transaction you have ever made, every password, medical record, and military secret transmitted digitally, all of it is protected by the exact same thing: math. This illustrates mathematical asymmetry. Multiplying two large prime numbers is an easy calculation. A standard laptop processes this in milliseconds. But taking that final result and reverse engineering which two primes produced it is practically impossible. It would take millions of years of continuous processing. That structural imbalance, effortless in one direction, virtually impossible in the reverse, is the sole foundation securing all internet traffic today. The primary encryption standard relying on this asymmetry is known as RSA. It operates alongside a secondary standard called elliptic curve cryptography, which uses a similar math problem involving discrete logarithms. Together, these two protocols secure the HTTPS connections that load your websites and your daily VPN traffic. They secure global banking transfers, classified military communications, and cryptocurrency networks and digital signatures. The entire architecture of decentralized technology runs on this exact same logic. Whenever you see the small padlock icon in your browser's address bar, you are watching RSA or elliptic curve cryptography working in real time. The global architecture of modern digital trust only survives because those specific mathematical problems remain too difficult for our current hardware to solve. In 1994, a mathematician named Peter Shor, working at AT&T Bell Labs, published a paper that quietly dismantled this foundation. Shor's algorithm proved that a sufficiently powerful quantum computer could solve both integer factorization and discrete logarithms in what mathematicians call polynomial time. This meant the decryption process that would take a classical supercomputer millions of years could theoretically be completed by a quantum machine in a fraction of a single day, not centuries, hours. Shor's theoretical math neutralized the one-way asymmetry that acts as our only line of digital defense. This chart establishes the specific hardware threshold required to break RSA 2048 encryption, roughly 4,000 logical qubits. But maintaining stability requires error correction. Each logical qubit demands thousands of physical qubits to remain coherent and functional. A 2021 peer-reviewed study by researchers Craig Gidney and Martin Axora analyzed exactly what this hardware scale-up would look like in practice. They estimated that breaking standard internet encryption would require a machine with approximately 20 million physical qubits. By 2025, Gidney published an updated analysis of the requirements. The threshold had plummeted to fewer than 1 million physical qubits. As the science of error correction improves, the total amount of raw hardware needed to run Shor's algorithm drops with it. The engineering gap protecting all global data is actively collapsing at an accelerating rate. Knowing that this threshold is rapidly approaching, hostile nation-states are currently deploying a strategy to target encrypted communications today. The intelligence doctrine is called harvest now, decrypt later. The tactic relies on intercepting and storing vast amounts of secure data that the thieves do not currently possess the computing power to read. They hoard the raw, scrambled information and wait out the clock until quantum computers reach the thresholds established by current research. The United States-China Economic and Security Review Commission has confirmed that China is already actively executing this strategy on a global scale. It exposes a serious flaw in how we measure security. Our current encryption algorithms do not actually prevent data theft. They only temporarily delay decryption. The data already sitting in foreign servers includes diplomatic cables, classified military operations, financial records, and the personal identities of intelligence assets. This specific intelligence has a shelf life. The information contained in these files will remain damaging and highly actionable for decades after the initial theft. The encryption protecting those files expires the exact second a functional quantum computer comes online to process them. The countdown toward the end of global digital privacy has already begun. The only remaining variable is whether we will be ready when that clock hits zero. Identifying the risk in quantum computing requires us to locate the exact gap between the theoretical threat and actual physical machines. In December 2024, Google announced its Willow quantum processor, containing 105 qubits. Willow performed a random circuit sampling benchmark in under 5 minutes, a task that would take a classical supercomputer 10 to the 25th years. That number is larger than the age of the universe. The jump from 5 minutes to 10 to the 25th years confirms quantum speedup exists, but it does not prove these machines can defeat modern encryption. While IBM's Condor processor reached 1,121 qubits in 2023, the scale highlights the technology's physical limitations. The primary bottleneck is decoherence. A qubit losing its state before finishing a calculation is useless, which is why IBM's Heron processors prioritize lower error rates over total qubit volume. A decohering qubit produces computational noise, creating the single largest barrier to running decryption algorithms like Shor's at scale. Because of this physical fragility, current Western hardware remains unable to challenge global cryptographic standards. International development follows a different trajectory, notably with China's March 2025 launch of Zhuchangji 3.0. Zhuchangji 3.0 uses 105 superconducting qubits to achieve a claimed 10 to the 15th speedup over classical systems. China is simultaneously pursuing photonic technology through the Zhuzhang 4.0 system, which utilizes over 3,000 squeezed states. Microsoft added a third architecture to the race in February 2025 with Marjorana 1, a topological qubit processor. Marjorana 1 launched with only 8 qubits, and the physics community remains largely unconvinced by the evidence supporting Microsoft's performance claims. While no current machine can break RSA 2048 encryption, the velocity of these various engineering paths suggests the current barrier is temporary. Predicting when that barrier falls has moved from the realm of physics to risk analysis, with the Global Risk Institute providing the primary timeline. The 2025 survey shows the highest probability in its 7-year history. Nearly half of experts believe a cryptographically relevant quantum computer will exist within 10 years. Analysis from Citi reinforces this, estimating a 34% probability by 2034, rising to over 80% by 2044. These actuarial trends have forced a change in policy at the highest levels of national security. The NSA has mandated all United States national security systems must transition to quantum-resistant algorithms by 2035. Global power structures are now treating Q-Day not just as a theoretical possibility, but as a hard operational deadline. This deadline sparked a scramble for new defenses, anchored by NIST's 2017 competition for post-quantum standards. SIKE, supersingular isogeny key encapsulation, was considered one of the most resilient candidates in the field. In 2022, 2 researchers at KU Leuven broke the SIKE algorithm. The failure was asymmetrical. SIKE was not defeated by a quantum processor, but by a standard classical laptop. An algorithm designed to resist quantum attacks fell to a weekend project in 10 minutes. When rigorously tested defenses can be dismantled by consumer hardware, our confidence in the next generation of security is fragile. These failures shift the parameters of the quantum race. Hardware development is now competing directly against the clock. Adversaries are currently filling storage vaults with encrypted, sensitive data captured from the present. This strategy involves harvesting data today with the specific intent of processing it once a viable quantum machine exists. The secrets have already been taken. Access is simply deferred. Every day that passes is not just a day of engineering progress, but a day the countdown for our archived data moves closer to zero. How do you build a robust defense against a powerful quantum computer that does not even exist yet? The answer involves the largest cryptographic migration in the history of the Internet. In August 2024, the National Institute of Standards and Technology published the first official post-quantum standards. FIPS 203, or ML-Chem, handles key encapsulation, built on the Crystal's Kyber algorithm to organize data within the mathematical nodes of a lattice grid. Standards FIPS 204 and 205 expand this, managing digital signatures with alternative algorithms to create a multi-layered mathematical defense. These new blueprints rely on lattice problems and hash functions, math that is widely considered insurmountable for both classical and quantum machines. However, that reliance rests on the word believed. No one has yet produced a formal proof demonstrating that lattice problems are fundamentally hard for quantum computers to solve. While the RSA encryption currently protecting the Internet has survived 30 years of active cryptanalysis, These new post-quantum algorithms are still early in their life cycle. The risk is real. In 2022, an algorithm known as SIKE, once a leading post-quantum candidate, was broken in under an hour by a single traditional computer. The safety of the internet now depends on the assumption that these mathematical problems will remain as difficult as they appear to be today. Even if the mathematics hold, the physical scale of the migration is unprecedented. Billions of devices require updates, from mobile phones and medical sensors to military communication systems and legacy banking software. While large providers like Cloudflare have deployed post-quantum encryption by default, any single unpatched server or legacy router remains a viable entry point. History suggests this will take time. The global transition to HTTPS took over a decade and still has not reached every corner of the web. Bitcoin presents a specific, high-stakes challenge because its core security relies on elliptic curve digital signatures. Approximately 25% of all Bitcoin, roughly $125 billion, is stored in addresses that are vulnerable to a future quantum attack. Because Bitcoin is decentralized, migrating to quantum-resistant addresses requires a level of network-wide consensus that has historically taken years to achieve. Between human coordination and technical friction, the migration is a race against a deadline that remains completely unknown. While Western nations focus on software, China is investing in a different defensive strategy. In 2016, China launched the Messias satellite to successfully test quantum key distribution, or QKD, using space-to-ground signals. They have since built a 2,000-kilometer quantum communication backbone connecting Beijing and Shanghai. QKD uses the laws of physics rather than mathematical difficulty. Any attempt to intercept the signal disturbs the quantum state, making eavesdropping detectable. The NSA does not currently approve QKD for American national security systems, citing its high cost and limitations in distance and authentication. This creates a global divide. The United States is betting on mathematical complexity, while China is hedging with physical hardware. The true risk isn't found in hardware benchmarks or qubit counts. It is the fact that the mathematics currently protecting the internet has an expiration date. The question is whether the migration can be completed before a functional quantum computer is realized. This delay enables harvest now, decrypt later strategies, where encrypted data is collected today in anticipation of the day it can finally be read. Regardless of who finishes the migration first, the encryption that defined the first era of the internet is already reaching its end. This is Axora, taking you beyond the surface.